Southeast Iowa Today with John Bain is brought to you by these great sponsors. Car Doctor of Washington, Iowa. No matter who Frankensteined it, they can fix and clean and customize it. Griner Auto Body of Washington, Iowa, using state-of-the-art techniques and decades of experience to get your car back on the road after an accident. Girling Repair of Winfield, Iowa. If your mower is dead, call Fred, your Husqvarna and Aaron's dealer. Wayland State Bank, over 90 years of being community-minded, just like you, located in Wayland, Winfield, and Mount Pleasant. McDonald Boneyard of Keokuk, Iowa, for all of your farm equipment and auto recycling needs. Hinshaw Trailer Sales of Richland, Iowa. They've got a trailer for anything you need a trailer for, and they fix what they sell and don't in their full-time repair shop. B&B Propane and the family of Jet Stops. I'm John Bain, author of Christie's Journey, The Beat Goes On, and your host. On today's episode, going to go to Watcheer, Iowa for some behind-the-scenes conversation at the harness racing event, and I will be talking to owner, trainer, and driver Cory Larson. Cory, thanks for being on Southeast Iowa today.
Yeah, thanks for having me, John.
Now, you're an interesting guy. You have a career. Not only are you a driver, an owner, and a trainer of these fine animals, these horses, you also have another career.
Yeah, so then my full-time job or my actual job would be shoeing horses. I'm a farrier. So then I shoe horses for some people that we race with and other race horses, and then all the way to your show horses, to barrel horses, and then all the way down to pasture pets, mini ponies, and donkeys that people want to make look good.
Wow. Now, when you were a kid, how did you decide this is what I want to do when I grow up?
So actually, the year I was born was the first year that my dad started racing horses, and my dad is a second-generation farrier.
Okay.
Horses. So then I grew up doing this, grew up going in the truck with him. We didn't go to daycare. It was go with dad and sit in the truck and follow him around.
That's the best daycare that could be.
Exactly. So that it was just ingrained in me, and I love it, and I'm like, well, this is what I want to do.
Wow. And where are you from?
So originally, I grew up by Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Okay.
And then went to college at Iowa State, met my wife, and then we now have a farm in Marshalltown, Iowa.
Wow. In some ways, you're a real-life pioneer.
Yeah, kind of. It's like we're starting over at a new place, but some of that is the breeding program. The horses have to foal in Iowa, so we wanted a farm in Iowa.
I'll be darned.
And then Marshalltown's about halfway between most of the tracks that we race at, and we found ourselves a good farm, and that's where we decided to live.
Now, who is this fine horse right here?
This is one of our 2-year-old fillies. Her name is Marked Rain. She's did pretty good this year. Seems to get consistent checks in the A, and that's what we hope for.
Now, explain to some of us folks that don't understand what you just said.
So we have different divisions. We have A division and a B division that you can race in. And
Okay.
then you pick where you want to go. Obviously, the A are better horses. The B are the not so better horses.
And so she's an A.
Yeah, and then we pay out 1st through 5th, and it's on a percentage basis. And then so as long as you keep getting checks, you keep making money every week.
All right. So how do you make sure she stays in that bracket? I mean, without, telling your secrets, of course.
I mean, I don't know if there is much secret. I mean, most horses either have talent, and it's just about not ruining them. Make sure they don't go sore, they don't get lame, they don't have a bad attitude, keeping them healthy, and just helping them reach their potential.
Well, how do you figure out, or how do you develop that talent?
It takes a lot of years of experience and learning from other people, listening to the older generation tell you what to look for.
You mean you actually listen to old people?
You have to. You have to. Sometimes you make a combination of it, and then, the new ways you try and change some things, but sometimes going back to the old ways works just as good.
Now, what do you find, besides the fact that it's just a beautiful animal to be with, what draws you to stay into racing?
The biggest draw is the adrenaline rush that you get. So when you're out there racing, doesn't matter if you're racing to win, that's always the best. But if you're just in a close race and you're like, I don't know who got to the wire first, but we were all right there. And it's that adrenaline rush. And then, like here in Iowa, these 3 are actually all foals that we raised. So they were all born at our farm. Wow. And then to watch them go from knowing nothing to being a racehorse is very satisfying. So it's all about the adrenaline and the satisfaction that keeps you going forward.
Now, you said you're married.
Yep.
Does your wife participate in the business?
My wife helps and jogs and stuff at home, and she used to help in the barn a lot more, but now we got a little 1.5-year-old daughter, so that's kind of changed our dynamic a little bit. She takes a lot, but our daughter comes out to the barn and runs around and plays, and she enjoys it. They'll be here in another hour or so to come to the races.
So it's possible third generation.
Yeah, there's a possibility. That'd sure be nice.
That would be. By that time, you'll be an old guy.
Yeah, I'll be old. Right?
She'll have to listen to you.
I don't know if she's gonna listen much.
Right.
Oh,
well, so today, you'll be driving all three of these horses.
Yep.
So how many races will they participate in today?
Each horse participates in one race per day.
Okay.
That's the way we're set up in today's. 20 years ago, they used to race 2 races a day.
Okay.
But now there's getting to be enough horses and the demand and the stress that it puts on them. We usually just race them once a day, and they usually race once a week.
Okay.
Like next weekend we come back to what's your next weekend to race again, and just kind of once a week racing.
Okay. Now I heard there's going to be a big purses today. That this is or this weekend, like because we're in Labor Day weekend. Is there something to do with that, or how did it add up that way? Is it because other races didn't happen?
Kind of. So we have what we're racing today is called the Iowa Registered Series division, and that we allocate so much money for. So the purse money today is $7,000 a race, and then we have other races that we hold. We call them overnight races, and they're $1,000 purse money.
Okay.
But now, like tomorrow, they're going to race for almost 10 grand because they had 2 rainouts.
Gotcha.
So then the money gets carried forward, and the purse will be almost 10,000.
Okay. That's a lot of money.
It can be. If you win, it's a good paycheck.
Yeah, it is. And of course, it's a lot of money to take care of these horses and do everything.
Yes,
so.
The cost to take care of them adds up, and that's always kind of fixed / variable. But you just hope in the end you pay all your bills and make a little money, and it's a fun hobby.
There you go.
If you go fishing, you just lose money. But
that's true. That is true. And lures.
Yeah,
Now, do you have any rivalries?
Yes and no. There's generally people that you're like, hey, me and him are buddies. And then there's other people you're like, it doesn't matter, we just want to beat them.
Yeah. And they feel the same way about you.
They feel the same way about you. They're like, yeah, it doesn't matter, we just want to beat them. And it might be going for 5th versus 6th, but it's like, doesn't matter, my horse beat yours.
There you go. And then I got a question. Does that competition carry on into other forms? Like, okay, this didn't go the way I wanted on the track, but I'm going to get my trailer out first off the fairgrounds, or I'm going to get in line first, or I'm going to do this. Does that ever happen?
No, not terribly, unless people are really mad at each other. Generally, for the most part, around here, it's pretty good. On the track is on the track, and off the track, everybody's pretty cordial and talks to each other, and it's all fine.
That's cool. Well, I am looking forward to this today.
Good.
When I was first told about it, I'm like, yeah, I got to be here.
No, it's a good time, and I think it costs $5 to get into the grandstands, and you get a program, pick a winner, and a pick 10. If you can pick all 10, you get $1,500.
Wow.
And then here they call it a progressive pick 10. So then however many horses you pick right for the day, they add that up, and then they keep doing that every time we come, and then at the end of the year they pay out the money too.
Awesome.
So that works good for the people who want to come and watch it.
Yeah, it does. Well, that sounds like fun. Thank you so much for getting me acclimated to the sport and for our audience as well.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best today.
Thank you much. It's good for having me.
As you can tell, Cory is a great individual. He's got a great future ahead of him. Thanks for talking and visiting with us, Cory. And thanks to our sponsors, Grinder Auto Body, Car Doctor, Wayland State Bank, Girling Repair, Hinshaw Trailer Sales, McDonald Boneyard, B&B Propane, and the family of Jet Stops. I'm your host, John Bain. Stay friendly, Southeast Iowa.